Hello and welcome to the Solopreneurship module. And as you can see here, we're getting loose. We're getting a bit more relaxed here because we've left the office, the hat has come off, the tie has been dispensed with, the top button is open, and now it's time to focus on building something for ourselves. And I'm very excited about this module because what I'm going to do here is give you a high-level overview of what you can do to begin building something for yourself. And given the current economic climate and widespread layoffs that we've seen at the end of 2022, it's never been more important to be building something for yourself, to take control of both your own career and your financial future, to take it into your own hands. And this module is going to serve as a launching pad for your entrepreneurial journey. We're going to discover and explore ways that you can turn your skills and your expertise into a one-person business. Now, I'm completely biased when it comes to the topic of going out on your own. Being an employee means that you have a single point of failure. You've only got one income stream. All your eggs are in one basket, and this is risky, especially because, as you know, you're well aware now, that a permanent contract is not permanent. You could be let go at any moment. So I will always advocate for people to be building something for themselves slowly, especially if you are in a job now. You don't have to have every single thing figured out to get started. This is what usually stops people from even entertaining the idea of building something for themselves, because it can be overwhelming. I understand. But keep in mind that nobody knows everything when they start. Most people don't have a clue. I hadn't a clue when I started back in 2016. But you only learn as you dive in and take action. And the way you need to think about it is that for you to become self-employed, you have a to-do list of maybe 1,000 items. So all you need to do is just start ticking off one item at a time. And every item that you cross off that to-do list brings you one step closer to having your own business. So just take it one day at a time. It might take you 3 months. It might take you a year. It doesn't matter. Because what's important is that you keep taking small steps every day towards building your own empire. And if this is something that you're seriously considering, you need to dedicate a specific amount of time each day in order to start your own business. And pick an amount that is sustainable for the next 12 months. What worked for me was when I had the most willpower. First thing in the morning. I've always been an early riser. So I'd wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. just a couple of hours before my 9 to 5 would start, and I'd use that time to start working on building my business, because I found that when I got home from work and in the evening, let's say I made dinner, afterwards I'd be completely spent. I wasn't half as productive as I was first thing in the morning, the hour before work. So find the time where you are most energized. It might be the night time for you. You might be a night owl. But it's important that you use that time effectively to start building your own business, to start something for yourself, because willpower will play a massive role in the amount of action that you take. And you may have heard me say this before, but even 20 minutes a day over a 12-month period is going to rack up 121 hours. So think about how far you will have come in anything if you dedicated 121 focused hours. Really, really will make your head spin if you think about it. So, the first action item on that to-do list that I mentioned is identifying your business idea. And a great combination is something that you're interested in and something that you have a degree of expertise in. Because for people to buy from you, what really matters is that you understand a problem that a specific group of people have, and you know how to solve that problem. So what problems can you solve? Well, there's ideas everywhere, and we'll get them flowing. So one way to think about it is, what's a problem in your life right now that if you solved it, it would make everything easier. It would make your life easier. For me, I spend way too much time editing videos for the likes of TikTok and Instagram Reels. So if I was able to find a way, and I have some ideas on how I could do this, but if I could find a way to build templates for the videos that I record, I could automate a lot of the processes, but I don't have the time to dedicate to it. But I know there's a business in there, because if it would work for me as a creator, it would work for other creators. So it's a good thought experiment to get some ideas going for yourself. Another thought experiment is to think about a problem that you've solved on your own. Maybe it was this year, maybe it was a few years ago. Think about it. One example that comes to mind is I ran a business with my brother, and he designed a web scraper to pull job vacancies from all the biggest job boards in the world. And the technology that he used to build that web scraper could be applied to many different domains. And he could offer that as a service, as a software service. And there's big money in SaaS, so software as a service. Now, he has no interest in setting up his own business, but that was a problem that he solved that could be turned into a fully fledged business. Another thought experiment is think about a topic that you could spend hours researching and never get bored. Think of any topic where you went down the Wikipedia rabbit hole or the YouTube rabbit hole. There's clues in there. Coaching is an obvious one. What have you done for so long, for an extended period of time, that people would pay you for some of the knowledge that you've acquired? So really have a think about your hobbies here, what you do for fun. And that old saying holds true from Alan Watts. Think about how you could get paid to play. An obvious one would be, let's say that you enjoy working out, or you've done martial arts for a few years. You could offer to train people. Like I said in Module 2, I have a friend, Dean Monks, who has been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for, I think it's 10 years. Could be less. But he's now self-employed. He trains people multiple times a week. He does group classes. He also does private sessions as well. And he's getting paid to play. I also gave you an example of some lad who enjoyed running, and he ran for years, and he'd done a couple of marathons. And now he trains people on how to run. He has a little running club. For myself, I started in recruitment back in 2014. So my expertise lied in getting people hired. I've also been self-employed since 2016. So in 6 years, I have acquired knowledge that is valuable. So that is why I feel qualified to offer a lesson on becoming self-employed. I don't talk about how to run YouTube ads because I've never ran them, but that doesn't matter. The thing is, you only need to pick one specific problem to solve. You don't have to have everything figured out. And you can also get inspiration and ideas from others, because when it comes to setting up a business, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to come up with some revolutionary idea. All you have to do is just be a little bit different, a little bit more unique, and a little bit better than the average. And you're going to make money. If it's been proven to work for other people, why wouldn't it work for you? It absolutely will work for you. And there are so many people out there that are offering services that you could offer too. Nobody is ever going to have 100% of the market. So I'd recommend following people who are building in public. And by that I mean sharing their thoughts and ideas on social media. The best people give their best knowledge away for free. They aren't worried if people copy them, because they are so far ahead on their journey that by the time you have opened up your notepad and start jotting down what they're doing, they have already acted on that information, got feedback, learned from it, and gathered new data. So they've leveled up 10 times over in the time that you have just started to play with the ideas that they're putting out. And a perfect example of this would be Justin Welsh. So he sells online courses on how to use social media as a business. And you could literally break down his entire process by watching everything he does. Sign up to his newsletter, follow all his posts on LinkedIn and Twitter, buy his courses, and you could just replicate everything that he does with your own unique value, with your own spin, with your own experience, and you would have a guaranteed source of income if you did all that. I also mentioned a guy named Ben Meir in earlier modules. If you just replicated your own version of what Ben is doing, you could have a PhD in marketing just by simply following his posts and subscribing to his newsletter. So look at what the head honchos are doing in the industry that you want to move into, and you'll get endless ideas. Now, to help you figure out your expertise and to get more ideas flowing, go back to the Discovering What You Want worksheet from Module 2 and look over your interests again. Look over what you're good at. Look at the problems that you solve best, the parts of your work that come easy. What do people come to you for advice on? So there's evidence in there for you to define the problem that you can solve for people and package it as a product or service. So how I recommend you get started, and this is before you even have a product or service to sell, is to focus on becoming a thought leader in your space, an authority. And you do this by simply sharing your thoughts and ideas every day. And you do this over a 12-month period. And this will get you customers, I guarantee it. And it will also help you find out what the market needs so you can go off and craft the perfect offer. So figure out what you want to go into and set up social media profiles accordingly, and make it obvious that when someone lands on your page, they know what you're all about. They know the areas that you're covering. And then just focus on the daily habits. So sharing an idea or insight once per day on the likes of LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, writing, a blog post, a Twitter thread a couple of times a week, engaging with people in your space on these platforms, commenting insightfully on their content, getting access to their audience. This is how you start to build out your brand. And you have tons of ideas to share. You could start off by giving advice that you needed to hear a year ago, 2 years ago. You can also talk about your transition and your progress and share what you're learning along the way. And like I said, suss out the industry leaders. Get ideas from their content. And when it comes to actually creating content, you don't have to record yourself or make videos. It certainly helps, but you don't need to do it. The people I've mentioned, Ben Meir and Justin Welsh, they don't record any videos. It's all writing, so you never have to show your face, but like I said, it does help. Now, if you execute this plan over a long enough period, eventually what's going to happen is people are going to start commenting. They're going to start asking you questions. They're going to connect with you. And you're going to be able to figure out what problems people have. And a great next step is to try and get them on a call or just dive deeper and get more of an understanding of your target audience and what they actually need help with. And if you can do, 20, 30 of these calls, patterns are going to start to emerge. And you can then design a solution that takes people an hour to solve the problem that they're having. So this is how you find out what to offer people. By sharing your insights, speaking with people, getting feedback on the problems that they're having, and then designing a solution accordingly. And even if you already know what service or product you're going to offer, by doing this exercise, it's going to help you improve your offer because you'll have a much better idea of what the market needs. And by setting up an online business, you could offer your service, you could offer your solution through a video course, through an ebook, through a coaching call, through Zoom or Microsoft Teams. And it's very cheap to get started. You could set a website up on Card, C-A-R-D, for $19, or you could use Gumroad to host all your information products. And once you have the landing page, well then as people come to you and seek help, you can point them directly to the landing page and they can buy from you. It's really that simple. And this is the exact formula that I've used and many thousands of people have used to get their business off the ground. You signed up for this career change course because you probably saw a video I posted that proved I knew something that you didn't. That's all you need to do, continuously, every day. And by default, customers are going to come. And just to give you an insight on how I got started, so I built a CV writing video course and offered to write CVs at a low price starting off. Then I created videos and content all around CVs. And all of my website traffic came from social media. Now, with my own business, I have multiple revenue streams that I can choose from. I can write resumes, I can review resumes, I can do coaching, interview coaching, career change coaching, salary negotiation coaching. I can offer courses, I can offer ebooks, I can offer group memberships. I've also ran workshops in the past where I show people how to write their resume and charge 50 quid a head, 90 quid a head, and for 2 hours work I can make €2,000. I can also hold workshops for organizations. Let's say a training institution wants their students to update their resume and they need expertise. They could bring me in and I could offer that as a service. There's also sponsorships as well. So because I have a big following on social media, companies have paid me to talk about their product or service. I also have a newsletter, and I could potentially get companies to place ads in that newsletter. Or I could offer a premium subscription for my newsletter. So here's the thing, once you get up and running, you'll be able to create multiple different revenue streams. You won't have just one single income stream. And the opportunity with offering an online service, an information product, is just massive. You can reach the entire world. Packaging your years of knowledge into a 1-hour video course or selling a $20 ebook that solves a headache, that can literally change your life. So the strategy that I've laid out here about building your personal brand and posting through social media, that's just one way you can do it. Of course, you can run ads, you can run paid ads, but you don't need to. You can do it all through social media and building an audience. All it's going to take is you showing up every day and sharing your insights. Justin Welsh, who I mentioned earlier, runs no paid ads and makes a few million a year selling video courses. And he's a solopreneur. So it's really something to think about, isn't it? And when it comes to putting together your offer, think about the future that your product or service will get your target customer to. You don't want to talk about all the features of what you offer. You want to talk about what state will your service get them to, or product. So focus on the outcomes, focus on the pain and the headaches that your product or service solves. For example, I used to sell a salary negotiation ebook, and my offer was that I will teach you how to increase your salary in the next 3 months. Now, who wouldn't pay for that if it only costs $19? And that sold well. So that's the way you need to think about pitching your offer. Now, when you have your offer packaged, whether it's an information product, whether it's a course, whether it's an ebook, when you have the product or service ready, one good strategy to get customers is to work for free at the start, to begin building up testimonials, credibility, social proof. So for example, if you were a personal trainer, you could set up a fitness Instagram page, upload your workouts, share your insights and knowledge every day. And when you're doing all this, you're training your family and friends, and you're going to use them as your launchpad. So you could simply upload before and after photos showing how you improve the physique of a friend or family member. And once you do this a couple of times, you have proven your concept. So get the family member or friend to write you a testimonial, and now you have social proof. And now you can offer to take on clients and build from there. It's really simple when you break it down. And the startup costs here are very low, sometimes zero. In this example, you don't even need a website. Another option would be to build out an information product, sell it at a very low price, and then just post related content about it every day. That's what I did. Another option to build up testimonials and credibility is to freelance. And this will give you a taste for what it's like to work on your own projects and see if it's something that you want to do, if you actually like it. And it's a phenomenal way to build up a portfolio and to build up testimonials, so that when you go out on your own, you have plenty of social proof. So if you went to Fiverr or Upwork or freelancer.com, you could see what services other people are offering and see, okay, can I myself offer one of those services? Can I offer copywriting services? Can I offer video editing services? Can I offer virtual assistants? So definitely check out freelancing websites as well, to get ideas and perhaps to take advantage of and use as your launchpad. And I just want to touch on business costs as well. So everything I mentioned above, you can sell with very little to no investment. You can have a website set up for less than $100 a year. Even cheaper if you're just selling digital products, because you can sell them on the likes of Gumroad, and where they take care of all the hosting, and for every sale they just take a percentage. And to give you an insight, my own business costs are my website, Gmail, and Premiere Pro, so what I use to edit videos. So for my website I use Kajabi, and Kajabi takes care of everything: the website hosting, the landing pages, the sales pages, the product pages, payments, it sends money directly to my bank, the email list newsletter, everything all in one. I don't have to think about anything. And you can get started on Kajabi for €149. The package I have is a bit more expensive because of the number of people I have signed up to my newsletter, the number of contacts I have, but you can get started for €149. And then Gmail, so that costs me €12 a month, but you can get started on, I think there's a €9 package. And then lastly, Premiere Pro, which is the video editing software, and that costs me €25 a month. So to get started, for me to get up and running, it costs less than €200 a month. And to make that at the start, all I had to do was write 2 CVs, and that's all my costs covered. And like I said, you can set up a landing page on Gumroad or Card for less than $20 a month. So the investment starting off for an online business is really low. Now, when it comes to earning money, to have a sustainable business, you want to break it down into how much you actually need to make ends meet. And I'll give you a few examples. So let's say that you wanted to do coaching, online coaching calls. So if you did 2 calls per week at $150 an hour, that's $1,300 a month. 3 calls per week is nearly $2,000 a month. And if you were to up your price to $250 an hour, you would make $3,250 a month. If you want to make $100,000 a year, that's $8,336 a month. So this could be broken down into 84 sales of a $99 product every month. Or if you got 4 clients a month to sign up to a service that was $2,250 a month. If you only need to make $50,000 a year, that's 42 sales a month of a 99 product. Very, very doable. And the thing with a digital product is that you build it once and you can sell it an infinite number of times. You're not selling your actual time once it's built. So that's something to really consider when you're thinking about setting up your own business. Now, I do want to add a caveat here. I'm not dressing up self-employment as something that is super sexy, because there's pros and cons to everything. I never turn off. I work most days. Now, I do enjoy it, but to do it right, you're going to need to make sacrifices. You need to weigh up what's most important for you. For me, it's not having to take orders from someone. And also, I don't want to be building someone else's fortune. I'd rather build my own. And having autonomy over what I get to work on and who I get to work with, that makes all the sacrifices worth it for me. But you need to figure out, is the sacrifice going to be worth it for you? Now, what I will say is the pros are that there's no ceiling on your income. The possibilities are endless. And I also want to mention, if you think there's some magic formula to being a business wizard, there isn't. All it really comes down to is being consistent, showing up every day and not quitting. I don't know anyone who showed up every single day for years and didn't get what they deserve. Now, I also want to give you some additional resources to help you with mapping out your product or service and what your ideal customer looks like. So below this video, you will find a worksheet that will act as a practical guide to help you with getting started. So there's guidance on defining your target customer, understanding their pain points, and crafting your first offer. And I've also included a list of helpful resources to help you get started, including the websites that I mentioned earlier, Kajabi, Gumroad, Card, and I'll also throw in the social media links to people that are worth following, that you could model. Now, as I mentioned, I'm super passionate about self-employment and leaving the workforce. So I want to make sure that you feel ready to begin your own journey. So if you have any questions about getting started, comment below this video and I'll reply to you. Because if I can help you avoid some of the pitfalls and some of the mistakes that I made, it's just going to make your journey a bit smoother. So that covers everything in the Solopreneurship module, and it brings us to the end of this course. Now, I am going to be continuing to update the modules, the videos, the resources, and you will have lifetime access to all of it. So you're going to see new videos pop up, new lessons, emails about updated resources. So keep your eye out on your emails for updates on everything. So with all that, I wish you the very best of luck on your journey, and I'll be in touch soon. Take care.